Do you know that there are certain things that you put in your environment and that you use every day that affects your well-being, that affects your ability to live a healthy life? I am Dr. Jenny from Drew Academy, and today I'm going to talk to you about everyday toxins that we use and it affects our hormones. Our hormones are there to ensure the normal functioning of our body, and there are quite a few hormones that regulate our body functions. However, there are certain things that we do, there are certain things that we consume, and there are certain things that we use that affect the balance of our hormone in our everyday life. The first one I'd like to mention is BPA, bisphenol A. This chemical is found in plastic, and you will find that there are certain plastic bottles that people use and they drink from, thinking that they're contributing some reusable practice to save the environment. However, while they're doing that, they are causing some poison to get into their system and also releasing plastic into the environment as well. Bisphosphenol Bisphenol A, which is the BPA, I'll call it BPA for short, it does cause estrogen buildup. It has a similar structure to estrogen, which is something that we as women have a good amount of. And when it mimics estrogen, it kind of prepares a recipe for disaster, because then we start to have false looking estrogen molecules in our system, confusing our endocrine system into thinking that there is something happening. As a result, we have increased expression of estrogen dominance. These are some of the symptoms that affect us on a daily basis, causing us to be tired, full or forgetful, unable to focus. So it's so important that we think about eliminating BPA, and we need to pay attention sometimes to what we buy. So if we've got a product, look at the ingredients. Do you see bisphenol A? If you're buying a refillable bottle, is it BPA free? Those are things to look out for. The second chemical I would like to talk to you about are the phthalates. Now, these are the chemicals that are very commonly seen in washing products. They're supposed to make the plastic that packages all these washing products more flexible. And so when you look at the way plastic bends and folds and you think, oh, this is amazing. Unfortunately, while it's giving some purpose to maybe use in raincoats, which we all love to use, and use in other products as well, there is the release of these chemicals which have an impact on our hormone level. There are also some self-care products such as shampoos and soaps that you need to be aware of that contain this chemical. And exposure to this chemical can affect your hormone balance. The third I'd like to speak to you about are the percolates. Now, percolate is found in milk products. When you think about this, you wonder, okay, I've gotten milk, and most people these days, they don't go to milk the cow. They actually go to a shop that has lots of bottles of milk. Many people just buy it from the supermarket, get home and consume. While that, of course, is a great thing to do, it's also a situation whereby you have exposure to some of these chemicals that have been used either to process the milk, package it, or it's even contained in the plastic. Something about percolate is that it does affect the thyroid hormone. The thyroid hormone is the hormone that helps you in your metabolism. So it helps you in the breaking down and the building up of your body substrates, the things that you need to build up your body and to break down the things that the energy containing molecules in your body. When you have excess thyroid hormone, you have your body moving in excess metabolism. So you have everything moving faster than usual. When you have low thyroid hormone, everything is in slow motion. So when you have an excess of percolate, it affects you in such a way that your metabolism is out of balance because your thyroid hormone is out of balance. The fourth one I'd like to talk to you about are the organophosphates. I'm not too sure if you heard about this when you were in school, but when I was in school, I did agricultural science. And in that subject, we spoke about pesticides and herbicides and insecticides. And something I noticed while they were talking about that, and also use of fertilizers, was the use of organophosphates. These chemicals are, while they get rid of unwanted pests, they land on the food we eat. And when they land on the food we eat, they affect our metabolism, they affect our well-being, they affect the hormones that are circulating in our bodies. As a result, while we are consuming these meals, which are most likely produced in high-end industrialized farms, we are consuming organophosphates. Very importantly, it's very useful for us to ensure that when we buy things like fruits and veg or any food at all, wash them properly before you consume, especially if it's one of those things that you don't actually cook. Wash them thoroughly before you store, wash before you consume. Another important thing you can do as a person is that you can actually look to buy organic foods, not the ones that are widely available, probably very cheap, and are most possibly exposed to organophosphates, which are contained in the pesticides and herbicides that are being used in industrial farming. The fifth chemical, very commonly seen in our environment, that acts as a toxin affecting our hormone balance, are the glycol ethers. Now, these particular chemicals are found in cleaning agents. They are also found in solvents. So if you do some painting, and I remember when you're at home with your children, I know I've done that quite a few times, where I am doing some artwork with them. We are painting, we've got glue on the side, we are putting pieces of cardboard on paper, we're chopping up things and making lovely designs. And sometimes we have a solvent where we wash the brush, wash the paintbrush, and we have all these things that we use. And most of the time we use our hands. Children, they'll use their hands, touch their faces, touch you, you probably touch them. And all these things have got certain chemicals in them. And these chemicals, they can have an impact on your hormone level and your hormone balance. So being aware that there are these common chemicals that can affect our well-being, that can affect our health, goes a long way to either minimize our exposure to them or eliminate them completely if you can do without them. And sometimes you can actually get a safer substitute for them. So this is just bringing to your awareness things to look out for. Whenever you go to the shops to either buy food, drink, or any materials, learn to look at the ingredients, look at the packaging that is being used, look at the things that are used to preserve them, look at the things that are used to make them. When you pay attention to these chemicals, which probably you would not ordinarily go and buy and consume, all because you know that they are not very helpful or healthy for you to consume, they are used either in the packaging or the processing of foods and materials that we use on a daily basis. I'm going to do a quick recap of these chemicals. 5 everyday toxins that affect our hormone balance. 1 is BPA, found in canned foods and plastic, and it can affect your estrogen hormone balance. 2 are the phthalates. They are found in the plastic of washing products, and what their aim is to make the plastic more flexible. So they're also found in raincoats and some of our self-care products like soap and shampoo. Percolate is the third one, found in milk products, and it affects the thyroid hormone. The fourth are the organophosphates found in pesticides used in agricultural produce. And it's so important that you wash your fruits and your veg before you store them or consume them. The fifth is glycol ether, which is found in cleaning products and solvents. And it's very important that you minimize your exposure to them. They are linked with allergies and they can cause more problems, especially when we are interacting, say, with our children or in our community. So being aware of this is so important. Don't forget to look at the products that you're buying. Don't forget to go the extra mile to minimize your exposure to chemicals that could affect your well-being. People do not know these things, and that is why they go ahead and consume them. But now you know. Share this with somebody. Let someone who doesn't know learn about these things and become more aware when buying products, when consuming products, and learn to minimize, avoid, or substitute these products. These are things you can do to ensure your overall well-being. I'm going to put a link down below to invite you to a masterclass where we talk about hormone balance. And all this is to increase your awareness of how to pay attention to how your body responds or speaks to you on a daily basis when there is an imbalance in any of your hormones. Do click the link below and sign up for this free masterclass. This is Dr. Duni from Duro Academy. Share this with someone today and click the link to register for the free masterclass.